In Uganda, a young woman who quit her nursing job to embrace farming has now become an inspiration to other young people. Many young people prefer doing other jobs than engaging in agriculture, mainly because they believe there is no benefit in farming. But the government has partnered with the Farming Federation to initiate farming competition to attract young people in agribusiness. Details in this report.
It's lunchtime at My Passion Farm in a suburb outside Kampala city. Grace Birungi has over 2,500 poultry birds for commercial egg production. 4 years ago, she quit her nursing job to become a full-time farmer after tragically losing her previous batch of birds when she was out of town for work.
Sounds like I'm saving my boss's job, but no one is saving mine. No one is saving my savings, no one is saving my entire profits. Maybe I worked somewhere and I gained some profits, no one is saving it. I decided to, in fact I had just qualified as a registered nurse, I decided to quit.
In Uganda, it is very unusual for someone in Grace's generation to venture into farming. Many prefer quick fix jobs like riding motorcycle taxi, popularly known as the boda boda.
So many people have engaged into other things because they believe farming is not of benefit. They don't see the value. They don't see anything profitable. Our parents, or the old people, they used to look at farming as food for home. It is not looked at as a business. But with this mindset that is into me, I look at it as my income.
In Uganda, more than 75% of the population is below the age of 30, according to the World Bank. The World Bank also puts the average age of Uganda's farmers at 54. This means the young population, who are the biggest consumers of food, have been left to an aging group of farmers, like 90-year-old Asha Nambi, who grows food for her family but also sells to her community.
Agriculture was part of our upbringing. My dad paid our school fees from the farm. My first job was on a farm. I'm much older now, but I'm still in the garden. But children these days prefer to do other things.
Experts in agriculture say the aging farming population and the lack of young people entering the field of agriculture is worrying and poses a food security risk.
We are now going to around 46 million people. But the food production rate is still below average. So we need to double that, because as the population is increasing, it has to be commensurate with the amount of food that is there.
According to the UN Population Fund, 80% of Uganda's young people live in rural areas, where agriculture is still the main source of livelihood, but many are opting out. Young people in low-income countries like Uganda don't own any assets. It's the older generation who are capable of buying land and having some kind of capital to make such an investment. So many are sidelining agriculture to seek work in the cities. The government, through the National Farmers Federation, is now coming up with initiatives like training and farm competitions to encourage and attract young people into agribusiness. But for young farmers like Grace, teaching their young ones to appreciate agriculture at an early age is important to transition farm ownership from one generation to another and help secure the future of food production.
The story of a young nurse who quits her profession to become a farmer inspires many.